What do you know about the angels in Revelation 9:14 through 15 who are bound in the great river Euphrates?
Yeah, it's crazy. And we don't get an explanation for
Yeah, I know.
it.
Frustrating.
And they're reserved there for a specific period of time. And it's an odd number, 4. So what's going on? My speculation, that's all I can do for this, is understand there's 4 sides to the throne of God. And Enoch has part of the top 7 angels, the book of Enoch, also whittled down to a 4 number. And likely to head the rank and the order on all 4 sides. So an archangel would be sitting at top, representing the 4 hierarchies that I talk about in book 2. And you also have the 4 winds that come out in Zechariah 6 with chariots. And it's the same allegory and imagery. They come from the throne of God. So these are angels of God. And you have the 4 riders in Revelation 6 that come from the throne of God. 4. So everything in the rebellious side is a counterfeit. They copy everything, the hierarchy. And so you have these 4 angels that are going to be released at the time of the Gog War, Joel 1 and 2 war, and Revelation 9 war. And they're chained at the Euphrates River, obviously to bring great destruction. Now, the 4 winds of prophecy are also talked about in the end time. And 4 winds of prophecy bring about the beast empires. And they're talked about in Daniel 7 as stirring up the beast empires out of the sea. And 4 winds is used in other places, usually for prophecy. So then you have these 4 archangels, it seems, loyal ones, that are also the winds of prophecy, and probably the 4 riders that are going to be introducing the last 7 years. And then you have the 4 nemesis angels, fallen ones, chained, prison there. And that's when a third of the destruction of the world is going to be done. It's not Armageddon, because it would be all flesh if it was at Armageddon when they're being released at this point in time. Doesn't mean they're not going to be part of the Armageddon destruction, because they're still going to be here. And so I think these are the counterfeit organizational structure of the 4 right-hand men of Satan, and of the 7 Satans that the book of Enoch talks about.
Wow. There's there's an anime called Evangelion, and very, very heavily influenced by Christianity and Catholicism as well, in terms of the way that the storyline is structured. And there's sort of this extra biblical story tied into creation and then the eventual end of the world. But the writer for that show, he has these 4 main beings inside the show, called Evangelions. They're like these giant, they look like mechs. You find out later on in the show that they're both human and machine composed together. And in the lore that he created himself for it, he describes them as the barons of hell. And that sort of, at least seems to be in a similar vein as, these 4 captains that Satan would have at his disposal during that time. Very, very interesting stuff. And oh man, I wonder too, because you have Abaddon or Apollyon also, when he lets loose that bottomless pit, like is he sort of in concert with them? Is he in that same rank? I mean, he's holding back all of hell essentially.
Well, yeah. So if you're going to release everything from the pit prison, these ones may be where the pit prison may be located in another dimension below, but they're at the Euphrates River. But they're chained, so they're all being released. But there's one angel that opens up the pit with a key, and then you have these ones being released as a separate event within the same passage.
I have to wonder if they were part of the destroying angels that rode out during that first Passover through Egypt. Very interesting fodder for thought.
Yeah.